Everyone is ready, and we're starting recording. Yay!
Yeah, I got
Hello, Tyra. I'm
Hello.
excited to hear more about your findings.
I'm excited to be back. It's been a while. So I have a bunch of kind of like disconnected things to update you on. Do you want to start with, I guess, an overview on the CDP theory and just sort of get that out of the way?
Yeah, totally. Bringing it back to Christine de Pizan.
Because I've got something that I guess visually lends itself to the theory now.
So we're bringing it back to Christine de Pizan, which I've always put as like a distant theory or like hypothesis, but now it's becoming potentially moving up.
It's not as far-fetched, I guess, as we were starting to think that it could be.
Okay, that's really cool.
It is cool. So,
are you able to share your screen?
I can. Hold on. I want to find a decent picture for what I'm
Yeah, take your time.
I want to pull up the manuscript too, so I can find. I feel like the best page for it is the one of the night sky.
Oh, the night sky.
I feel like that's a good example of it.
I always thought that the stars looked so similar from the City of Ladies.
Yeah, that too. Okay. All right, I'm gonna share my screen.
I might sneeze just to give you a heads up.
It's okay.
I might be.
Okay. Can you see this now? The manuscript?
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm talking about is going to be on the leftmost page, that biggest circle.
Yep.
That has the squiggly lines for
squiggly lines, right,
that sort of form what I had been interpreting as like wavy water.
Right.
And we see it a bunch in the section with all the ladies in the margins too.
Yep.
We see them a lot. It initially looked to me like they were swimming.
Like it was water or air.
Yeah, but then I found randomly, side note, I've been looking into like my ancestry and my family tree, and I fell down a rabbit hole of like family coats of arms. This is how I came across all of this. And so
yeah,
I found specifically in, hold on, can I switch? Hold on. Let me find the coat of arms that I found.
This all leads back to you and your family somehow.
It's not even my family. It came up while I was looking for stuff with my family. But it's this coat of arms. So random.
I'm so excited.
I found this. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And it struck me as looking really similar to those lines in the book.
Definitely.
In the manuscript. So that's what sort of sent me down this thing. So basically, in heraldry, which is like the symbology used in armor and coats of arms, these particular lines are used to show either clouds or mist.
Okay.
And I'll show you. This is an example of all the different sorts of lines and what they mean.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I think it's the fifth one down
Yeah.
is what we see. We see some of these in other places too. Like the top two, I think we probably see a fair bit.
Yeah,
Embroiled and invected.
especially like in the hagfish
Yeah.
cross-section cartography map. Yeah.
But it's kind of cool because heraldry was not really something that your average person would have knowledge of. Hold on. It's more, it lends itself to our idea that it's somebody that was educated in like a friary or adjacent to nobility in some way, because it really, in all my research, if we're considering someone that understands the symbolism and how to use it in their own way, the most likely people are English and French, but
Yeah.
that coat of arms that I found is Italian, and I've also found some examples of it in Ireland.
Right.
I can't find where I found the Irish examples. I'll have to keep looking.
Possibly like that Christine de Pizan link.
Right, and then
Northern
when I was looking all of this up, I ended up finding that really old thread on the Voynich Ninja forum, which
Oh, yeah.
I'm probably not going to directly link to because I don't want to send people over there. But
Right.
it was someone in the comments of that thread mentioning the lines that they mentioned an example in a Christine de Pizan book, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Which was so random when that came up.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not the first to find it, but I'm glad that I found it before I found any Voynich
Yeah, totally.
stuff. So that's a fun thing. It changes some of the context of the illustrations that we thought we were looking at.
Right.
I think in some of them, especially with the ladies, there's that. I'll see if I can find the page. And
what page number again is the one with the nebulae lines?
the night sky one.
Yeah, the night sky one.
It's a fold out on.
I can probably find it pretty easily.
60. It says 68 on the page, but if you're looking at it with
yeah, 68. Yeah, I see it. 68 V3. Oh, I have some of this translated. That one reads kind of like a prayer in the center, the 3.
And it's divided up into those 3 sections the same way that we've seen a couple other times.
And that's sort of similar to a coat of arms, right?
Yep.
And then the stars they're 5, 5, 5, 5. Oh wait, no, there's 6 and 1. That's so weird. Do you see that?
And some of the stars have different amounts of points too. So I don't know how strict they were being with their illustration.
It seems kind of chaotic.
Yeah. But it makes so much sense now. Like, it's very obviously supposed to be clouds. You can see the night sky and the stars. It would make sense for those lines to be clouds.
Totally.
But there are other points in, hold on.
And this is described as like a spinner in the sky. Let me just.
That's cool.
68.
Then we see more of the lines from like 75, 76.
Spinner above. It's called spinner above.
That's
or
cool.
handiwork above, over. Or yarn above. Yarn above. It could be referring to fog, because you said it could be fog, right?
Yeah, it's Mr. Clouds. I think specifically on, I think it's 78. Up top, the one where it has the women putting their hands in the tubes. I think that is definitely showing mist. It looks like they have their feet in hot water and there's like mist coming out, is my guess. But then we see more of those other lines in the other tubes that are not nebulae. They're more of the invected lines. Because some of them could just be decorative.
I don't have it finalized. I have a translation for above and below, but I don't have it finalized, so I don't want to say it. But next time we should arrange it better so I can like give a full translation with like what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's hard with some of the pages because some of them are so dense.
I know. This one in particular.
Mm.
But I don't have it situated. One of them is like an older translation.
That makes sense.
Oh, 67B. Oh, 67B, never mind. 67V is like the super sun one. All those stars have different point numbers too, which is so bizarre.
Yeah. I wonder. I came across, this is another point that I'll get to later, but I came across something about like certain numbers in Franciscan teachings, and 3, 7, and 12 kept coming up. And I noticed a lot of the stars are 7-pointed. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of them are 7 or 6.
Yeah.
Or 5.
These pages are so pretty.
I know.
Okay, but that's what I had for.
The amount of blue stars are so bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
This seems menstrual as well. I don't know if it's because I'm like now focused on menstrual because I'm doing the menstrual page. Possibly menstrual.
I feel like a lot of these pages are sort of meant to be double meaning, though.
I know, like
it seems intentional.
did I lose you? Oh no.
I'm still here. I was spacing out.
Did you find what you're gonna talk about with the Irish mythology? Did you find?
Oh yeah, I have all of those. So that's sort of out of the way now. The nebulae lines sort of lend itself to the Christine de Pizan theory. Completely separate from that, I've also been looking at Celtic and Irish mythology, mainly because a lot of the sources that I've been looking at are Greek and Roman, talking about Celtic and Irish people. And when they talk about certain things, they talk about them with a certain connotation. They always talk about them as if they're barbaric and their practices are like sacrificing people and stuff. And it's just, there's no evidence of that happening.
Right.
So I wanted to go back into the mythology, which is also only told by Greco-Roman voices.
Right.
Yes.
Hold on really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, some of it is a little bit I was reading this, and I don't know how much of it is actually accurate.
Right.
Some of it is disturbing. Like, some of the mythology is like, there's this one guy that like made his brother mad because he got jealous of him and like cut off all the eyelids of all the horses or something.
Ooh,
Like, so disgusting.
that is foul.
Mhm.
But I don't even remember how this came up, but we're all familiar with the Greek myths of like islands of women.
Yeah.
Yes. Like the Themyscira, the Amazons,
Yeah.
on and on and on. There are Celtic versions of this, which sent me down its own rabbit hole. I don't even why I started. I think I was because I was looking into druids that this all came up.
Hmm.
And so our obvious Greek myths of islands of women. We have Calypso, the Sirens, Circe, plenty of examples, Wonder Woman. But in the Celtic myth, also important to note, hold on, that the sirens, before they were what they are in the modern day, they were like half bird, half woman. Like in the Odyssey, they're not mermaids. They had the bodies of sparrows and the heads of human women. Okay. So now, also, all credit to whoever runs irishmyths.com. They're a genius.
Shout out. No.
This person then went on to look into what we've got as the equivalent for the Celtic people. And there are a few examples. First being the island of the Namnita, which tells the story of an island near the outlet of the what's now the Loire River, but it used to be the Liger.
Oh yeah. I have
The
some
story is that it's inhabited only by women. They leave only to find men to have sex with, and then they return to the island. They perform sacred rituals in honor of what the Greek author called Dionysus, but it was likely the Gaulish Celtic god of alcoholic drinks, which was
Oh, Saint Bridget.
Sucellus,
Okay.
I think.
Saint Bridget has something to do with that god. I think he used to turn water into beer for guests.
Yeah, so there's a story of these women that lived on an island, but the actual quote, this is the geographer Strabo.
Yeah.
Writes, there is a small island not very far out to sea, situated off the outlet of the Liger River, and the island is inhabited by the women of the Namnitae, and they are possessed by Dionysus, and make this god propitious by appeasing him with mystic initiations as well as other sacred performances. And no man sets foot on the island, although the women themselves, sailing from it, have intercourse with the men and then return. And he says it is a custom of theirs once a year to unroof the temple and roof it again on the same day before sunset, each woman bringing her load to add to the roof. But the woman whose load falls out of her arms is rent to pieces by the rest, and they carry the pieces around the temple with the cry of Eva, and do not cease until their frenzy ceases. And it is always the case, he says, that someone jostles the woman who is to suffer this fate. So he says that these ladies knock one over so that they can rip her apart and party. Very bizarre.
Wait, this is the House of Lyre, right? LLYR. It's LLYR.
It's Liger. Now it's Loire.
Huh. Weird.
I think.
So Bran the Blessed is the one that I told you. Bran the Blessed. His brother got angry and did that with the horses. But there's Lear, which I think is something different. It's with Welsh mythology. It's spelled like this, Llyr.
Huh. That's cool.
I don't see anything in here about that though. The Highlands.
Well, it's probably because like the Celtic people were not record keeping these myths. It's all,
Right.
as far as I can tell, it's only told by Greek and Roman voices. So
Okay.
these could be myths that they created about Celtic people.
Right.
Because this person also said it's thought that with the term Namnita,
Yeah.
he meant the Namnites, an ancient Gaulish tribe native to Brittany. And the annual re-roofing of the temple would have been common practice given Brittany's climate and the fact that roofs back then were made of reeds and branches. They would need to be redone.
Huh.
It also, the whole story of parading around the temple,
Right.
it turns out that circumambulation was totally a Celtic rite back then, one that Strabo and the guy before him that wrote about this, Posidonios, himself had previously documented around other tribes. So it's like they take these things that they're seeing from these tribes and then creating these scary myths around it.
Like Poseidon? Did Poseidon come from Ireland?
No, this is a guy named Posidonios that wrote about what he saw. He lived, he died in 51 CE.
Oh, okay. This is ancient.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Pliny the Elder came up again. Pliny keeps coming up. I don't know why. But he said dropping material in the way that it is in the story was a serious taboo in Celtic culture. Like to drop something on the ground. So I guess it is possible that this account of women being ripped to pieces by other women that dropped some sticks isn't totally unfounded. Yeah. But anyway, another example of these women are the Galizene. I'm just butchering all of these names. So this is talking about on the Ile de Seine, the island of the Seine.
Okay.
Like the women of the Namnita, they're often described as priestesses or druidesses. And they clearly worship some sort of Celtic deity, but in this version of the story, it's not very clear what they're worshiping. And according to Roman geographer Pomponius Mela, he writes in 43 CE, the Galizene are lifelong virgins who are imbued with supernatural powers. Specifically, they can control the weather, predict the future, cure every disease, and transform into different animals.
What?
And so he says, in the Britannic Sea, opposite the coast of the Ossismi, the Isle of Sena belongs to a Gallic divinity and is famous for its oracle, whose priestesses, sanctified by their perpetual virginity, are purportedly 9 in number. They call the priestesses Galizene and think that because they have been endowed with unique powers, they stir up the seas and the winds by their magic charms, that they turn into whatever animals they want, that they cure what is incurable among peoples. that they know and predict the future, but that it is not revealed except to sea voyagers, and then only to those traveling to consult them. So it's a lot like the Oracle of Delphi. People would travel to see them, but
Where is that? Was that near our islands? Is that near Aran Islands?
not total. So it's hard because it says that this is strictly mythological, but they're so
Right.
similar to the oracles at Delphi. If I looked into one of these islands, and the island is real. Is it this one that the island is real? Yeah, so the Ile de Seine is a real place.
It is, yeah.
And it's kind of like off the coast of La Hague.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Off the tip of France.
Yeah.
So it fits geographically with where we've been looking around. But it's very cool. A British novelist adds to the lore of them in the late 19th century, describing the island women as wearing black headdresses and using witchcraft to lure sailors onto the rocks.
So like sirens.
Right. Which then brings me to Brendan the Navigator, who says
I remember.
he came across an island of birds. Could he have really found an island of women and he just called them birds like sirens because he was a saint and could not be on an island filled with women?
Possibly.
Very fun to consider. But anyway, this sent me down another sort of rabbit hole where I discovered that there's a trend of island monasteries on the River Shannon.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. So many that I have not been able to look into all of them and figure out which ones really fit geographically. But
the River Shannon is right there.
Right. And there was one of them I've been able to look into, but hold on, I want to credit this person because they had to have Turtle Bunbury. You're a genius. Irish historian Turtle Bunbury.
Turtle
had to do an extreme research through National Archives to have found all of this. They went through it. In 2024, they wrote this on waterwaysireland.org. And it's all about island monasteries on River Shannon. And there are plenty of examples of it. But the one that I came across that was most interesting to me was the island of Inishloski, which is on the Tipperary-Clare border. The island was at one point populated entirely by monks from the south of France.
What?
Yeah. And then it says, however...
What time period?
Okay, so this is the hard part. So all that's left on Inishloski is graves, and not all of them are marked. So I started looking at the graves, trying to find the earliest one, trying to see when these people were. Most of them are just unmarked, like gravestones. The earliest I could find is for here lieth the body of Richard Nash, deceased April the 1st, 1723, but he was aged 63. So he would have been born 1660.
1660, yeah.
So that's the earliest document.
Possibly earlier.
Very much possibly earlier.
Okay.
Because the French monks had to leave the island because waters were starting to rise on the river and it was making it unsafe. So they relocated, and like just south of the island, the area is now known as Montpellier in Ireland.
In Ireland. Okay, cool.
And it's because the monks were from Montpellier in France. They just sort of carried the name over. But I just thought that was interesting that
it's so fascinating.
we've been talking about sort of how.
And she was in France. She was in France.
Well, and just like
Pizan.
the Franciscan collection of continental material,
Right.
and then redistributing it as educational material.
Yeah.
I thought was fascinating. That what is an island of French monks doing on an Irish river?
I know.
And it's such a tiny, tiny island.
It's so bizarre.
I'll
look it up. Or actually share your screen. Share your screen for the audience.
find.
I have to blow my nose. I have a cold. Ah.
Yeah, okay. This is share this. So that's the island from the view of.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's looking onto the island. It's really small.
It's so small.
That's like some of what's left on it. It's
Oh
really
wow.
next to nothing. That's part of what's left.
That looks like a shower.
I don't even know what it could be, but it's fascinating. And then, so there's also Scattery Island, Inishkatha. I'm gonna mess up these names.
It's okay.
Loch Derg.
Derg. Yeah, Loch
Up in Donegal.
Derg. That came up.
That's all the way up in Donegal, so I don't know how relevant it would be, but it was home to 3 island monasteries.
What about the ones that are closest to like Duncan Pier? Dunquin. I think Duncan sounds and looks French. Dunquin.
It does. Hold on. I have all of our locations saved on my Google Maps on my phone, so I can.
That would be Dunquin.
So, Inishkatha is in our geographic area very much. It kind of sits like where the Shannon dumps out. It's like a little south from Galway. Where is that? There's also Hag's Head that I've been looking at. Yeah, that's way north. Holy Island. Huh. Holy Island's first recorded inhabitant was a hermit named Macrish, who resided here in 555 AD, and it is said lived upon a honey-like juice drawn from a tree, which possessed the headiness of wine.
He was just
drunk
like,
off of sap.
tipsy sap man.
That's so funny.
I imagine one of my friends who loves drinking, just like hanging out by a tree, just like it reminds me of Winnie the Pooh.
hermits like McCrish didn't necessarily just pray, meditate, bathe their bunions, and smoke fish all day. Was it known that they would bathe their bunions? I think that might be what the ladies are doing
Yeah.
with their feet in the hot water. Oh, bunions have got to be painful.
Well, one of the menstruation pages that I have has a word that is sometimes used for inflammation between the toes.
Like
And
arthritis.
it looks like that. The tubes. It's the one with the bunch of little tubes. You know what I mean? See, 77, what is it? 77R. The tube.
I like your description.
This is what it looks like.
Interlocking too. 77. Oh.
See, this one I think is about menstruation, but there's a possibility that it could be referring to inflammation between the toes.
That's cool. That's so random. I wonder if that's to mean like arthritis.
Well, it's a word that means like little discomfort or little burning, and little differences. The word for little differences in terms of heraldry. Heraldry is like the talking between, like sending signals out, right?
Heraldry is the like symbology on armor in coats of arms, I think.
Do you want to see what I have for my labels?
Heraldry is the system by which coats of arms and other armorial bearings are devised. So random.
All right, can you see?
Yeah.
So differences as it pertains to heraldry, like differences in heraldry, this is similar to that, but it translates more literally to dachradag, which is a little discomfort, little burning. This word right here with the connotation of two, meaning sending signals to this one over here.
Right.
Heraldry, to, like in terms of these two potentially. Then the word for wedding, alfluich, heating, moving, retaking, recapturing, fork, trident, or over yonder.
What is that one dumping out?
This is the word that comes up again in one of the other sections for dredging. This is dredging. That's why I think it's about menstruation. And this is from cross piece of implement. So it's kahago, which is from cross piece of implement. And then this word here is interesting because it's dahden, which is coloring something red or brown. And the connotation is smoking, like smoking fish, or dating something, like marking it as the end of your cycle or whatever.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I wonder
but this word here also has a homonym that's similar to the word for inflammation between toes.
And there are 5 little spouts.
There are inflammation between toes could be possible.
Could we be looking at a foot?
I don't think so, though.
Oh, because that one with the red stuff coming out is bizarre.
Trident, fork,
like it looks like the state of whatever is coming out of the tubes is different in each of them.
I know, dredger. And this is retake, which makes sense because it's not doing
it looks like it's getting like sucked back up.
Back in. And this says heating, moving. Heating, moving, wetting, heating, moving, retaking, retake, recapture, fork trident, dredger. Dredging comes up again in let me see where dredging comes up.
That one, I think the nebulae lines are showing mist.
Oh yeah, this is mist. Because this could be remember we did this one. This is the wormhole.
Yep.
These little ones describe wormhole. But it's not green, which is the only thing that is weird. Yeah, this is the word for dredging.
I never noticed that they used red in the in that section of tube.
Oh yeah, and then look, it's also fur and tin.
Yeah, I was looking at that recently, and I think that's the only time, or there's one other time in the tubs that it has that around the circle.
Some of them are 4, some of them are 3, and some of them are 1 and 2 over here.
I wonder if it's just decorative or if it.
Yeah, it could just be decorative.
So pretty.
But yeah, this is where dredging comes up again.
See,
It's like the same root. The same root. Dredging. Dredging. Dredge. Dredgelin. This is Dredgelin. Dredge from in. Dredging from. This is dredging from. Dredging from.
There's another. Let me find what page it is.
Dredgelin.
There's one. Oh, I think it's that same page on the pool underneath. That bottom pool. It looks like they're pulling something out of the water over in the left corner.
Yeah, this is the suffix from. So afago.
And it kind of looks like they look shocked that that woman found whatever that is in that pool. Can you tell I've spent the week just staring at illustrations, trying to find stuff to research?
Yeah, large wave from trough of waves. From trough of waves.
You see that though in the corner? Like it almost looks like coins or something.
Unused, unconsumed. From leftover. It was probably from leftover. From leftover. It's either pulling from here.
Yeah.
From leftover.
I wonder what's going on in that.
I know. Let me see what I have for the rest of it. 78R. After this, I might
one of the letters has the tin and fern lines in it again too.
Oh yeah, the connotation is glug glug. From left to right, the tube ladies. From dear drink, little quantity. From gully, rejuvenation. From large portion. This is from the left over here. From the top, I think. Red in the
red is.
Or gossamer. These look like gossamers.
I'm so confused by those.
What does this mean by in terms of the in terms of the coat of
The
arms.
different lines. Hold on. I think that's the infected. Are they like top bumps or bottom bumps? Bottom. Engrailed.
Wait, what?
It means engrailed.
What does that mean? I don't know what you're saying.
I don't either. Hold on. The lines engrailed in heraldry. ENG, a term indicating curves pointing inward in herald. Yeah, but what does it mean?
Engrailed?
Engrailed and infected, yeah. But in the context of it, I don't know what they mean. Hold on.
I have to call it quits soon because my computer's about to run out of battery.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to somebody else before tonight. My cat is so cute right now. I'm gonna bother her. I'm gonna get you.
I have no idea what those. And it's on so many different pages too.
To me, it looks like. Have you looked up a gossamer? It looks like a gossamer to me. It's always used when there is a gossamer described. So the word for homespun cloth and cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Breton is usually present whenever that is drawn. Doesn't it look like a gossamer?
Yeah. I wonder what that red is inside the tubes. It almost looks like a jellyfish underneath the bottom pool, like in the margin. Is that even a doodle?
I'm gonna look up dredging water agriculture.
Maybe it has to do with eels.
Maybe, yeah. All right, shall we call it?
Yeah, we can.
All right, let's put a pin in this and meet back up in like a couple of days. Does that sound good?
Sound good to me.
Yay, Kyra! Try to OP for me.
I will.
All right, let's talk soon. Bye.
Later.